Well, hello and welcome. I'm Sue Britz,
And I'm Tina Lokkbakk. Welcome to Retired.
the podcast where we talk about what life is like when we put on new tread, new wheels that move us to our next adventure. And this adventure begins with Happy New Year. We're in a new year. I haven't seen you or talked to you since last year, Tina.
It's been far too long, Sue. How does time fly?
I know. Well, we're having fun, right?
We are having fun.
I like the expressions, when time play. Okay. Yes. So Happy New Year.
Wait. Maybe we should say how time drives.
Oh.
Because we haven't really mentioned much about flying, but we should talk about the driving. How time drives when I haven't seen you.
Oh, I haven't seen you in such a long time, Tina. How time drives. You're so funny. All right. Well, today we're going to talk about one of your favorite topics, which is it's tangential to one of your favorite topics. This is Vegas, Las Vegas. So, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So, I understand that you have a reading for us.
I do. It's about a retired showgirl.
Is her name Lola?
And her perspective. She is a showgirl. True. She had feathers in her hair and her dress came down to there. Actually, this is about Delana Sachs. She's a different showgirl, but perhaps she did work with Lola.
Okay. Or maybe her nickname was Lola.
Oh my God, maybe it was. Here we go. My name is Delana Sachs, and I am now recently a retired showgirl. I'm not sure how I feel about that. What I can say is it was never my idea to be a showgirl in the first place, nor was it my choice to retire. Speaking of retirement,
all right.
It's a retired showgirl. It was simply decided for me. Poof, a career one day, then gone, vanished. I didn't see it coming. I spent nearly 21 years of my life parading about on a stage, all eyes on me, judging me for my beauty and poise. Life for me today is altogether different. It is starting to dawn on me that this new life is providing me with freedom. I didn't even know I wasn't free until now. This place and time gives me the opportunity to run without limits in any direction I choose. More importantly, retirement is giving me space to be myself, the way I was meant to be, the way I was born to be when I was merely a tiny bundle of joy exploring the world with innocence. In many ways, my day-to-day life has not changed. No matter where I go, I stop people in their tracks. Well, most people, not all. Some passersby find me repulsive and recoil at the sight of me. This is the exception, not the rule. The small minority choose to walk off the sidewalk if they see me coming, giving me an extra wide berth so I can continue to strut down the street unhindered. What these people don't realize is I am grateful for that extra space allotted me. Mind you, this has nothing to do with the pandemic of the coronavirus. I found this reading at that time. In most cases, people come towards me. They seek me out to make comments and occasionally cop a feel. To avoid any of this unwanted attention and or groping, I try to make myself small, which if you saw me, you would understand that minimizing myself is an absolute impossibility. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy people very much, I do, but I'm terribly shy and I don't like crowds. How I survive the stage, I'll never know. I don't like attention, even if it does come from a kind place in others, whether on stage or off. I'll describe myself to give you the best visual I can. I have short black hair. My hairstyle is neither in vogue or out of vogue. It simply is. I've kept it short my entire life. It's me, and it's who I am. My lips are full, soft, and luscious. I have large, loving brown eyes. Depending on who looks into them and whether or not they see what's there is kindness within them. And if you look deeper, you might see the truth of me. There is much fear and anxiety. For an adult female in today's standards, I fit the profile of attractive. Many women out there are getting implants either up front, in the back, end, or both. To be honest, I've done nothing to enhance myself. Not one thing. That is the God's honest truth. I developed this way. Thanks to my parents' genetic strengths, there isn't a bad looker in the family. I think, had that been the case, my parents or their parents or their parents' parents or their parents' parents, you get the idea, would never have continued the family line. Men, women, and children are in awe of my beauty, but also my stature. I am anything but petite, nor is there a petite part of my body. In years past, centuries ago, I might have been considered unattractive due to my, how should I say, large body parts. I stand tall, very tall among my peers, which many can find intimidating, yet my soul is quite gentle. Looks are definitely deceiving. Again, due to my parents' genetic blessing, I came to this world fit. The muscles on my body do not come through effort, they simply are. I just developed naturally with lean, firm muscles. Nutritionally speaking, I do eat well, but since my retirement a mere 4 months ago, I've let myself explore and tried foods I never thought I would. Typically, I have always eaten a very fresh diet and had never tried anything processed until recently. I was made to eat fruits, vegetables, and a variety of meats and fish, not even with seasoning. I'm starting to branch out. At the beginning, I was quite wary of anything different. I'm not a food lover. However, I do have one weakness: cheese. I could eat cheese all day, every day, and with wild, wild abandonment. But that's something to speak of in another time. Let's go back to my voluptuous physique. My name is Delana Sachs. Even my name resonates with the words well endowed. The people closest to me say I have a butt that rivals J-Lo. So when kidding, they say Delana has a J-Lo ass. Or here comes Betty Big Butt. I know it is said with good intentions and compliments. Therefore, I do not take offense. As for my upper regions, I can't really tell you my cup size, but suffice it to say I'm amply stacked there as well. Although still quite young, gray is beginning to appear in my black hair. Unlike males given the title of distinguished with flecks of gray peppering throughout their locks or beards, I get a sympathetic, "Oh, she's starting to gray." Period. No compliments are intended with that frequently heard comment. Perhaps it is the graying that indicated it was time to give up my career. I'll never really know. It was simply my time as deemed by others to leave the stage. Within a few short months since my retirement, my life is now radically different. Everything has changed. Where I live, with whom I live, my routine. There isn't one rock that has remained unturned, except perhaps my diet, by and large. I still live nearby my family, but we haven't visited. I've needed some time and space to adjust to my newfound freedom, my life. My name is Gigi, actually. I'm a Great Dane, but my owner calls me her Great Dane. So when you
She's
when
a
you heard
showgirl.
what's this?
It's a showgirl, show dog.
So when you heard this, were you following the image of a woman?
Oh, of course.
Exactly. And that was the whole thing. And it was only a couple months after I had gotten Gigi, and I was so in love with her. And I thought her life was really about being paraded on a stage like a real showgirl. She was out there to show her beauty and get awards for it. And she hated it. And I just came up with this. So there you go.
You wrote this.
I did.
This is amazing. Very
Thank
good.
you.
You said you found this during COVID.
Well, I didn't want to say I wrote it then, but yeah, I wrote it.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I think you should send
Thanks.
it in to be published. That's so
Thank
fun.
you.
I love it. You could
Thanks.
just
And
tune it
that's,
up so it doesn't include the COVID thing, but that's fine.
yes, yes. Let me cross that off right now.
No, no, no. I'm just saying, this is that's great. I think you should send it in. That's
Oh, thank
wonderful.
you. It's so much fun with it.
And
Yeah.
how'd you come up with this name?
My youngest daughter and I, we were at the Cheesecake Factory, uh, downtown San Francisco that overlooks the square, Union Square. And there were lines of people, and I was telling her, she was probably about 14, and I was telling her the story of how our good friends would always give a fake name called Sally Schwartz whenever you had to wait in line. So I said we should create a fake name for when we make reservations. And so we decided, I don't know how we came up with Delana, but across the way on Union Square was Saks Fifth Avenue. So we came up with Delana Sachs. And to me, it just sounds like a showgirl name. Doesn't it sound glamorous?
Well, I don't know. Delana. I've never heard the name Delana, but it's like a made up name. But yeah, cool. That's
Delana Sachs.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
And then you use it, and it's like that instantaneously. Your daughter would laugh because she knows exactly who Delana Sachs is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that is funny. So the only thing that matters is the diet, and Gigi is retired. That's the only thing that's changed. What they want from me. Yeah, you like space. Okay. Oh, interesting. This is
And
then
starting to get old,
right, and
that
then
she
going.
didn't really know why she was taken off the stage.
It's kind of fun because then you go back and read it again. It would be, you're going, "Oh," through the dog's eyes, and yeah, this is a great one. That's so fun. I'm gonna when I edit this, I'm gonna go back and hear the story, and it'll now be the actual Gigi story. Okay, very cool. What a great
Thanks.
showgirl story. Ooh. So has Gigi ever visited Las Vegas?
No, because she hates people, lights, and crowds. And I think the day I finally gave up on it, I did a road trip with Maria to Mexico. We took her out to Rosarito. Hadn't been there in so long, Sue. It was like a downtown nightclub,
Oh,
an
gee.
outside nightclub, just lights in every building competing to get people in. And it was awesome and at the same time horrifying. And the whole time, her tail was tucked. She was dodging people. I mean, she was so stressed out. And Las Vegas would be the same thing. It's beautiful, but it's a sensory overload sensory.
Ah, yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
There's wall to wall people, the lights are going on, everything from everywhere. The only thing that it doesn't have is loud music from all different places. Mexico, I think there's like a more there's no moratorium on noise decibels and how many competing places can play their music. So it's much more, it's another notch.
Wow. So, what you just described, it sounds a lot like Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is sensory overload, and it's all about entertainment, and there's that hint of all the vice and just doing all the things you're not supposed to be doing. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so we're our topic is Vegas, and apparently this is something you that resonates for you. I just wanted to give a quick little rundown here. Let's see how fast I can do it. From 10,000 years ago,
I
petroglyphs
love you.
to the Paiute people who established themselves in 700 AD, up until 1848, when Mexico, uh, when that area where Nevada is taken over by the U.S., then in comes Brigham Young and the Mormons, and they abandon that town they first started. In comes the railroad right afterwards in 1905. Soon after, the Hoover Dam becomes, they start building the Hoover Dam, lots of workers, and then, of course, to support the workers, all the showgirls and all the industry that,
Prostitution.
yes. And then shortly after that, where there's money and the grit of life, in comes Bugsy Siegel in 1946. He has money from the East Coast gangsters and that were making money from the Mexican drug trade. Flamingo was established. It
Yep.
became a Hollywood style. Celebrities came, celebrity entertainment. More drug mobsters came in. The Sahara, the New Frontier, the Riviera, the Sands were all built. And
Tropicana has been ripped down, just so you know.
yes, yes, indeed. And then in comes more mobster money. Beyond the mobster money is Wall Street money, union pension
Never
funds, the
thought
Mormon
of that.
Church, and Princeton all come in. We've got top class people, Frank, Dean, Elvis, all first name people, first name entertainment. It gets up to $8 million per year in 1956. And in comes Howard Hughes, 1966. He checks into the Desert Inn, loves it so much, and he doesn't leave. He just buys it instead. So we've got corporate conglomerate money coming in. The Mirage opens in '89 with Wynn. Up to 2008, we've got $40 million a year. All of that happening in Las Vegas.
And just to put in a little plug for Cuba, at the same time, they knew that there were more laws in the United States. And that's how Havana got started. Because Lucky Luciano, one of the major crime bosses, had been convicted and exiled after he got out to Italy. But that way he could come back to Havana, be 90 miles from America, and be a part of the growth of the really the Las Vegas in Havana.
Yeah.
So it's a replica, but it started in Vegas and moved over to Havana. So I
It
love that mafia tie there.
was all a big thing. And I've enjoyed Las Vegas. I remember when I first went
Well,
um
hold on. How old were you?
um 21.
Okay. Okay. Tell me about your impression.
So, it's fun. It's a great, it's massive, big. It's so dry, the dry air coming from
Mhm.
Indiana where it's so humid. No, but it was a lot of fun, and they made it affordable. See, I was a young person just graduating from university, didn't have much money, so you get there and they offer these shrimp cocktails for 10 cents and
Free drinks while on the machines.
right, and well, see, I don't even have money to spend on the machines. I think I spent $5 on machines because, you have to do it when you're there, but, buffets that are like $3 and a room that was $20 and, all these things that were just,
It's true.
so affordable and fun to do. By the way, did you know that, the Vegas consumes more shellfish in a day than the entire US does in a year. They do 30 tons of shellfish a day. Insane. Insane. Your mouth is agape.
Wow.
Well, that just speaks to all the extravagance.
Everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. The overstimulation, the overconsumption, the
The over everything.
yes, yeah. Yeah, yeah, and that is Vegas, and people go there for that. And that was just the innocent fun stuff, going to go see the different, outdoor shows, like at the Pirates, and they had every hour they would do a pirate show outside. I mean, just walk around and have fun and eat food and see the excitement. That was fun enough, and then you go beyond that, there's all kinds of illicit things as well that Vegas allows. When's the first time last time you were there?
First time I was 15, my parents wanted to bring me to show me the lights. So we went just for a brunch and then we stayed, saw the lights, and came home because it's like 3 hours from where I live. And then the fun time I had was my parents' good friends had a daughter my age, and they took turns taking a vacation in the dead of summer because you could get even better rates, right?
Right.
So we stayed an entire week. Each group of parents took 3 days each. And and at that time, so this is 1980 something, we were 16, she was 17. And we have a picture taken of our Mai Tai cocktails. We were like gambling with our little bit of money on the, penny slots or nickel slots. But I just crack up because we looked like we were 12, it didn't matter. And they're coming around and we're getting free alcohol, and our parents had no idea. We're like down in drinks all it's really funny if you think about it,
Of
but
course, the drinks are not very stiff drinks, but yeah,
maybe
very.
that's why we were able to walk.
I see. It's interesting because when I went there with my daughter, and she was maybe that same age, 12 or whatever. You were older, but 12. She was. They were told they couldn't be in that area. So I
Yep,
guess
it
even
shifted, it
that
changed.
generation changed. Yeah, and even more so now. Yeah, I remember when they
Yes.
finally had no smoking areas too, because you'd just be
Oh.
in the casino in a cloud of smoke. I mean, it was insane. And now there are these non-smoke areas, and that's really nice. I mean, things have changed a lot, a lot, a
No,
lot.
you're right. It was a terrible cloud. Like you'd walk in there. I don't know how we all, hold on. I have to just go off to the side because we are of this age, as you would say. Is it not the stupidest thing that we had smoking and non-smoking areas, either on a plane or in a restaurant?
Of
Like
course.
honest to God, you were still gagging and choking no matter where you were in that room, because if half the people are smoking, you're still getting all that smoke. And on an airplane, that was so silly. It was just, it's so silly.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yep, yep, yep. I
Anyway,
agree.
back to Vegas.
No, but in Vegas, you see all those things, and I remember once going to the Star Trek when it was the big thing, the Star Trek exhibit. That was
Oh
really
God,
fun to
Sharon, I wish she were here. I
experience.
bet you she's done it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so to go and do these cool experiences, and I'm sure escape rooms when they were at the height of their excitement, that was probably a big thing. I remember hearing about people going to those bars, the frozen bars, where you have to wear a coat and everything is made of ice.
I saw one.
Yeah,
I didn't go in it, but it looked really cool. Like, I don't
literally.
get it. Ah.
So when's the last time you were there?
So we just went.
That's right.
Maria, her 11-year-old niece, and my 21-year-old youngest daughter. We went for just an overnight. And I gotta say, we did zero gambling. And we really didn't do much of anything but walk around. And I think even that experience, so you can still do it on the low, on a low budget, because we got a really nice room off the strip, and it was $157 for two queen beds. And it was so nice. Like, it was really nice down in the lobby everywhere. That's nothing for a night. I mean, it was midweek, but still. And then we just walked the strip, and it's just incredible going into little Paris, little New York. We went to the Venetian, and they had gondolas and an opera man singing on the gondola going through the inside. It's like Disneyland. I felt like I was in the Pirates of the Caribbean, and you look up, and the sky looked like a sky. I thought we were outside. I mean, it was magnificently done.
Disneyland
So,
for kids, Disneyland, I mean, Disneyland
yes,
for adults. That's what it is,
correct.
and it includes some of the things that adults, do as well.
Oh,
There is the rumor, I mean, people think that prostitution is legal in Nevada. It's not.
isn't it?
No, no. There are certain I areas or
Oh, did you
counties.
Google it?
I did look it up
Well,
because
can you tell us all about the prostitution? Because
no,
now
I
I'm thrown
can't,
off.
and I won't, and that's a whole nother topic. And yeah, no, no, but there's. I remember walking through. Again, like you say, you can just walk and enjoy yourself. People watching and seeing all the things, and all. It's kind of it's Disneyland, and
It is.
but then you'll be approached by people handing out these pamphlets and
Yes.
saying, "Here's a girl, and here's what do you like?" And you're like, "Wow, really? Okay, so escorts. They're all called escorts or whatever."
Oh.
But shows. What shows have you seen in Vegas? Have you seen any entertainment that you remember?
So, Andrea Bocelli, I went with Maria and her
Wow.
friend George, and it was amazing. Um, oh, yeah, I love that
What
man.
what uh what what place did you see him?
I believe it was, is it the MGM? But
Okay.
that's the movie. I think it's the MGM.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I took my youngest daughter when she was about 15, and it was the greatest impulsive thing. We were driving in. She had never seen it. I wanted her to see it at the same age I had seen it. So we were driving in, and here's Ricky Martin, and here he
Ah!
is, and he had concert available. It was like that night. And I said, "Oh my gosh, you've got to Google it, get it, buy his tickets." And then she said, "Okay, we can get these tickets for nothing, and we can get these tickets for more." And this is where I love how you meet other people who see life differently. And Maria had popped into my head, and she's like, "How often do you go to concerts?" And I had told her never. That was because of the Andrea Bocelli experience.
Mhm.
And she says, "Why on earth would you sit in the back? Just shell out the money for this experience and do it right." So I said, "Annika, look at the closest tickets you can buy." It was amazing because my whole life I've always been in the nosebleeds looking at the screen because the people are so small. So anyway, we sat up front, like it was like maybe third or fourth row back. So
Wow.
he's strutting across the stage. We were with the people in the pit, like, I mean, above the people, but it was so awesome. And I love Ricky. I love him even more. I've fallen in love with him. I love that man. So that's what we saw.
Excellent. That's
Yeah.
fun. How fun is that? And I agree with that. That idea. We're a people of a certain generation and a middle class or working class people, and you conserve your money and you go
Yeah.
on the cheap, and so it is fun. Melinda does the same thing. Just let's do it
Live
right.
large.
Let's do it right, and you know you got to live also living within your means, but live large if you can. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very cool. I know that you've always loved Ricky Martin. I remember that from you.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, did you know that the MGM is the largest uh, hotel? It has
Oh,
170,000 square feet, 30 floors, over 6,000 rooms. 70,000 people a day pass through it, and 12,000 guests a day stay in it. The largest. There you go. Your
can
mouth.
you just imagine that? And this explains it all. 70,000 people in one hotel passing through it, all the car spaces. Okay, this is the weirdest thing. So, going back from childhood and youth, it was a two-lane road going out to
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yep.
Would you believe And I was telling the 11-year-old especially to look outside the windows, and it was sheer blackness because there's nothing. There's not a building, there's not a light, there's nothing. It's only sheer blackness if you go at night on the right and on the left. And the only thing there was traffic.
Yeah.
And the traffic, we got stuck in 10-mile-an-hour traffic going to Vegas because it was solid. People were trying to like veer on from I don't know where, from the darkness. And it was such a slowdown, Sue. But it was miles of solid cars in both directions.
Crazy. Crazy.
And now it makes sense because that's one hotel
Yep.
of 70,000 people going through it.
Yep.
So now let's make it between the holidays. Let's make it, at a famous travel time in the world. But then each hotel is ginormous. Like these are not little tiny hotels. And then we're just talking the strip. We haven't even talked about the motels that are off the strip.
Oh, yeah.
So can you imagine? So actually what we should Google is how many people on average pass through Vegas on a weekend. Like it could be hundreds of thousands of people. Anyway, wow, that's just amazing.
Very true. It's crazy. It's grown like crazy. And like you're seeing even today, um, the Las Vegas Raiders, it's even hard to say that. It's supposed to be the Oakland Raiders.
Oh,
So,
right.
so they build this massive complex. It's beautiful for a
The
team that's
Sphere?
not a winning. No, it's been a couple of years, but it's not even a winning team. The Raiders have this loyal fan base, of course, in Oakland and throughout California. But it's also one of these teams that people love and love to hate and hate to love. And so it is a good location for. I mean, you go there
Oh, it
now and
would
you
be.
see people coming from all over the world, and they want to see want to see Vegas, and I mean, they want to see the Raiders, and they want to see whomever
In
they're
Vegas,
playing
that would be
too.
perfect. You're right.
Yeah, and then they're doing the same thing with now. So sports is becoming a big thing there too. They want to bring in baseball and hockey and
Oh,
all the things. So it just keeps getting larger and larger, the entertainment business, and it's just this overkill of things, and it's gotten way expensive too. I mean, it's not like you were saying. Oh, the price you quoted for your hotel room, while a true um, deal for a nice room for 4 people, that's great. And when you compare that to minimum wage,
you're right.
it is more proportionately than it was for minimum wage back when
That's
we were
true.
doing it at $25 for a room. Same thing with the food. While the buffets and stuff are like, a lot of them are $30, $40, $50 for a buffet. And people eat buffets differently than they did back in the day. Now they sit there all day and they eat as much as they can. You know, um, rather than just going through and eating. You probably overeat, but you're just eating a normal ration.
Probably.
And those were, I remember $3 buffets, and it would include the famous seafood or whatever else. But and then the prime rib dinners and all that. They used to be like you're talking maybe a couple minimum wages, rather than now it's $60 or something. That's not
Yeah,
cheap.
no.
So I mean, it may be a good deal in a nice place, but it's not cheap. Back to entertainment. Did you see
Yeah.
anyone else?
Um, I got to share with you the street experience.
Okay.
And Maria took it to another level of awareness because I didn't pay attention and then she did. So what was a little shocking where it looked like they were showgirls and they came out in pairs and they walked up and down the streets in their showgirl costumes. Like lace stockings, high heels. Some were cops, in their little unitards with their lace stockings and high heels. You get the idea.
Yes, yes.
So, and the idea is that you would take a picture with them and pay them for this picture. And they were always in pairs. And there was one group, and I'm turning, getting onto the escalator, and I'm like, oh my God, are they topless? Sure enough, they had pasties. And I thought, yeah, we're in Vegas.
That's
Now they were the
titillating.
only pair that I saw, literally,
The pair?
two
Uh-huh.
pairs actually,
2 pairs.
a pair of ladies with two pairs combined. and they both had their little stickies on. But, on the one hand, I was like, oh my
Hold
gosh,
up.
but
Were the
there are
stickies
children
on
here.
their butt or what?
Oh no.
No, okay.
On their nipples.
I know. I'm just teasing. All right.
Oh, stop. Okay. Anyway, so
Yeah, there's children there. And so when you go
there's
to
children
Vegas, you
there, and I
have
was
to,
kind of surprised.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought, is this legal? Well, apparently it is, or they wait until they get a ticket and the fine's not big enough. But I was just surprised because I just didn't expect that.
Oh,
Oh,
naive, cute little
oh.
Tina. No, this is Vegas, honey. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. No, when you take children to Vegas, you have to understand that you are introducing them to all kinds of things. Maybe what they saw, which is
Mm.
how titillating is it to see a woman who's got pasties on, the context, and everyone's seeing that it was all okay and walking by. They might see someone do a double take and be inappropriate and try to cop a feel or whatever, but you're introducing them to all kinds of things, the overeating, the gambling, the smoking, and those are just the things you can observe. I mean, to the over, stimulation. So you have to know what you're doing. And I took my 12-year-old to
That's true.
to Vegas, and it's you have to make decisions about that. So, but you see a lot of families there with kids
Oh,
in
definitely
strollers.
families. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it's yeah.
From strollers all the way up to, high school. But
And
it is a family affair.
and
It is.
16-year-old you drinking Mai Tais. Okay, yeah. All right, so I've seen my biggest remembrance of an entertainment that we saw. I went with my parents who live in Arizona. They came up, and then my godmother, my dad's sister, she came out from Toronto, and we
Your
went out
Canadian
to see.
roots.
We had to all figure out which shows we are going to go see because not everyone would agree. Because
Mm.
my dear Aunt Bev and I wanted to go see Celine Dion. So
Oh, yes.
so we got our tickets to Celine Dion.
Oh, good.
My daughter really wasn't so interested, and those were expensive tickets.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I forgot my other sister is there too. My middle sister. She took my daughter to go see Les Mis. That was fantastic because my daughter loves that. And then my parents are like, I don't want to go see Les Mis or spend the kind of money on Celine Dion. They're like,
Oh,
they're not into music so much, and it wasn't a thing. So they got tickets to Penn and Teller.
to what?
Penn and Teller. You don't know about the famous Penn and Teller? They
No.
are magicians and humorists, and
Oh,
so they're well renowned. And so everyone went to their show about
dang.
at the
That's
same time.
perfect.
Yeah, and it was, and that's the kind of thing that you can do in Vegas because
Yeah.
there's so many options, and you can meet the price point of people, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I've seen a lot of other entertainers. People who are there are a lot of people who are doing live music who get their start and have to pay their
Oh, that's
dues
true
by
too.
doing live. So you see a lot of people, young
And
people,
good
old people.
quality.
Yeah, yeah, everywhere. So it's a place for entertainment. Absolutely. All right. So last thoughts on Vegas. I'm thinking, when you're there, how is your feelings and how you're thinking about the world and reality compared to when you leave? Do you get caught up in all the things? Do you start saying, what the heck? I might as well spend money, and then you like keep throwing. They want you to keep throwing money. So there's one thing in choosing the best seat because this is an
A
experience of a
one-time
lifetime.
affair.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the other is just throwing money because there's something to do there. Because you could just walk around all day and see enough there.
What I can say, my takeaway, because I went a year ago with just Maria, and then this time, and both times we stayed one night, and it felt like we had been gone a week. And I was really
It's
happy
true.
that we could feel rested as if we had been gone on a genuine vacation for a week in one night.
Oh my word.
And because I don't gamble, there's no threat. Like I am like bulletproof walking through casinos. I have zero desire to put any money down. Um, the most fun I've ever had gambling actually was at your house with chips.
All right.
I think Lady Luck Casino, if I could put in a plug, has been the most fun experience ever. Sitting at tables with you.
All right. I remember you
Yeah.
dressing up to deal too,
Yes,
with
that
the bow
was.
tie
Thanks
and
for
the
having me. It was
cummerbund and all
great.
that. Yes. Very fun.
Um, so in answer to your question, there was a part of me that wanted, like, it felt so good, like I could just stay. But for me, I realized I'd become a foodie. And how I want to spend my money is going to nicer and nicer restaurants to try better and better food. So that's where I could get dangerous, really dangerous, if I
Hmm.
stayed much longer.
It's true. They have good restaurants now. Their food quality has gone way up. You can see everything from the worst to the best. But for
And
me,
you?
well, for me, it's I remember the fun of gambling. I used to like playing blackjack. You'd have $20 or $40. That would be my stake, and you could sit and you could play uh, for 2 or 3 days on that money. Um, and sometimes
You could.
yeah, and sometimes
The you could, but not the rest of us. Like I'd
well,
be done within 15 minutes.
well,
But keep going.
people who know how to play the game,
Right.
and if you learned how to play the game, then you have a good chance of hanging in there. And it used to be one deck, and they'd deal closed hand, and that's unusual. Now it's usually six decks, and then they deal them up, and it's a whole different. The statistics of your chance of winning have gone down even more than it
Oh,
was
have they
then.
really?
Of course. Well, and then they can loosen up things depending on whether they need to bring people in or not. But the same thing goes for the the um, the machines, the slot machines. And in the old days, the slot machines, you could actually pull the
Yeah.
handle and see the money come out and clink, 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 and
It
hold it.
felt
You
good.
had buckets of coins. Now it's all just put in your credit card and push a button,
Yes.
push a button, push a button, and it's not the same experience. So for the blackjack, I was saying that um, it used to be that you could make that money go for a while, and you may break even, you might lose it, but $40, is what you determined was going to be your stop point. Or you could win, and you wouldn't win huge amounts of money, but you might win over $100, which would be a lot, and that would pay for your night, that would pay for your food. I mean, so it was kind of it was that was the fun part of the gambling. Now it's so unusual to find a table that has, one deck dealt closed, a closed deck, um, and then the hands are. I mean, to find a $10 table, I don't think you can even find that anymore. Each hand is $20 or $30, and you're just like, I can't do that.
No.
No.
Well, we could. We choose not to.
Well, I don't think I could. I would be on the street pretty quickly. I'm a retired teacher. I don't have that kind of
Right.
dinero, but yeah. So that's changed, and I can go into Vegas and not do anything. I probably would do at least one roulette play on black or
I
red.
think that's one I would have
Yeah.
enjoyed.
And just
Yeah.
one and walk away.
Hmm.
I always liked roulette too. That was another one you could play for a long while
Yeah.
and,
The
and
little
not lose your
marble,
money.
kind of fun.
Yeah, and then I would probably put something into a slot machine and then just one and then walk away because I don't want to. It's no fun losing money. I want to have a chance at breaking even, or maybe winning, or maybe losing. So I don't like the odds the way they are. But Vegas has so many other things to offer now that it's easy to spend your money. But like you said, and I think this is the answer to my own question was um, your your experience of what time is gets altered massively. So you were there one night and it felt like a week, and it's such an overload. And so if you like that kind of entertainment and that excitement, or you like that in that moment of your life, go for it, enjoy it, have fun, and what you do will stay in Vegas. Thanks for listening. Now let's pack up this week's episode in the trunk.
Ride shotgun and be a part of our adventure by clicking on the plus sign to subscribe and follow our show. This will help our ratings and, more importantly, inspire us to keep creating fun and engaging content. We would love to hear from you in the comments sections or email us at retiredpodcastnewtread@gmail.com. Use the fast track lane by sharing episodes with friends, family, and anyone who would like to join us on our road trip through retirement.
Be sure to check the show notes for links and contact information. Retired is chauffeured by Sue Britz and Tina Lokkbakk. It is produced, directed, and edited by me, Sue Britz. Music and graphics are by me too. Buckle up and tune in next week so that you won't miss your chance to join our retired road trip.